So, as you all know, Donald Trump is still making announcements. He's still going crazy on everything. It's been a crazy past few days. But we're just going to talk about Donald Trump's announcement that he just made tonight. What's going on, everybody? My name is Jojo, and today we'll be going over the Donald Trump news. Thankful for everyone who came and wants to watch this. If you guys don't know, Donald Trump just made an announcement where he was saying even more news, talked about how he's going to create new initiatives to produce more power, all those other things, and basically to just flex his new power. So I'm not going to waste no more time. Let's get into the first topic.
DJ Rodriguez, he drove a stun gun into the neck of a DC police officer who was abducted by the mob that day. He later confessed on video to the FBI and pleaded guilty for his crimes. Why does he deserve a pardon?
Well, I don't know. Was it a pardon? Because we're looking at commutes and we're looking at pardons. Okay, well, we'll take a look at everything. But I can say this. Murderers today are not even charged. You have murderers that aren't charged all over. You take a look at what's gone on in Philadelphia, take a look at what's gone on in LA, where people murder people and they don't get charged. These people have already served years in prison, and they've served them viciously. It's a disgusting prison. It's been horrible. It's inhumane. It's been a terrible, terrible thing. I also say this, you go to Portland, where they wrapped police officers, shot police officers, nothing happened to anybody. You go to Seattle, where they took over a big chunk of the city and people died. Portland, a lot of people died. Wait a minute. And you go also, take a look at Minneapolis, because I was there and I watched it. And if I didn't bring in the National Guard, that city wouldn't even exist today. People were killed and nobody went to jail. So these people have already served a long period of time, and I made a decision to give a pardon. Joe Biden gave a pardon yesterday to a lot of criminals. These are criminals that he gave a pardon to. And you should be asking that question. Why did he give a pardon to all of these people that committed crimes? Why did he give a pardon to the J6 Unselect Committee when they burned and destroyed all documents which show?
Okay, he's going in right now. I didn't know what this video would be about, but he is really going in. And I actually want to touch on that right quick. I'm not going to speak too much, but I'll say this. I feel like the biggest difference between how Donald Trump is treated versus how Joe Biden or any other president that we've seen has been treated in modern history is that Donald Trump has a sort of spotlight on him. What I mean by that is that can you list any other president that has had all of their media discussed, all of their actions discussed on every single mainstream media platform? What I mean by that is that every single decision that Donald Trump makes is being shared somewhere. For example, this pardon. I find it a little ironic that he's criticizing Donald Trump for this, considering that Joe Biden just made a pardon yesterday. And this is not me trying to go at Joe Biden. I'm just being fair here. If you're going to criticize Donald Trump for making a pardon, I think you should also criticize Joe Biden. Joe Biden has made some of the most pardons in government history. So it's just a little strange to me how he brought this up, but I get it. That's your job. You know, you don't pick your job. So, well, you do pick your job, but maybe he's just trying to do his job.
That they did what was wrong, not me. Wait a minute. Why did they give a pardon to all of his relatives? His brother, who made millions of dollars, to all these different people, he gave pardons. That's the question you should be.
Basically, what he said was, if you guys didn't hear the message, he said, why are you pardoning the Jan Sixers? That's what he said. And Donald Trump said, he basically said, because I want to pardon them. I feel like pardoning them. Y'all didn't question anyone else when y'all didn't question Joe Biden when he pardoned people. He was pardoning criminals. He pardoned his family. That was the main discussion. That's kind of where he was getting at with this discussion. And I think that's kind of fair. You know, you can't really, it's not fair to pardon just Joe Biden. Go at just Trump, but not go at anyone else. That's not a fair thing you can really do. But that's just my opinion.
Honor to welcome three of the world's leading technology CEOs. And in the case of Larry Ellison, it's well beyond technology. He's sort of CEO of everything. He's an amazing man, an amazing business person. But to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. As you know, there's great competition for AI and other things, and they're coming in at the highest level. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi-san, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say the by far the leading expert based on everything I read, Sam Altman. So that's great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of talent and money. Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States, and very, very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately.
Okay, so I'm actually very excited about this news. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Elifar Jojo for the new ones here, and I am an electronics engineer. So I study a lot of the engineering. I study optoelectronics, and obviously I'm looking into AI. So the reason why this is important is because AI is basically, I'm not going to say it's our next internet, but it's the closest thing we have to it. Versus internet is an infrastructure for data sharing, versus AI has like its own brain, and it requires data to mimic human cognition. So what Donald Trump is doing is he's creating a new government system that is going to create jobs and do more AI exploration. The reason he's doing this is because right now, although we have OpenAI, other nations have implementation in place where they're studying AI and they're trying to create it and take it to the next level. This is a very, 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 very big breakthrough. However, everybody is not happy about this. Although this is a good thing, I think Donald Trump has been doing, he's also made a lot of enemies when he got into office. A big enemy, apparently, being Canada. They don't like a lot of the things Donald Trump is doing. They don't like the fact that he's, I guess, going against the status quo. And they actually put out a message when it came to Donald Trump's announcement. They really did. They put out a message that said, no, we're not going to let this slide. You're not going to do anything to us, because if you want to do that, okay, bet. You're trying to tariff us. We're going to do something to you. This is the message right here, y'all.
President Trump said that he wants to usher in a golden age for the United States. That will require more steel and aluminum, more critical minerals, more reliable and affordable energy, more of everything to run the U.S. economy full steam ahead. Canada has all those resources. The alternative for them would be more resources from Russia, China, or Venezuela. Canada is a safe, secure, and reliable partner in an uncertain world.
He basically just made a threat. He just threatened, he kind of just threatened Donald Trump, basically saying, if you oppose these tariffs, you will have a lower chance of getting our natural resources. You know what? I understand why he said that. I understand. However, I will say this. Considering that you're talking to Donald Trump, I'm unsure this is going to work out for you. I'm really unsure. I understand, Donald Trump has made a lot of enemies so far. He really has. But one thing he doesn't take well to is threats. He pisses a lot of people off, obviously. Look at this. No! People yelling. Why? He triggers a lot of people. He really does. Why? He triggers a lot of people. That's undeniable. However, he doesn't take well to threats. I would say I do respect the bargaining chip, but I don't know how that's going to work. But then again, a lot of people still have hope for Kamala Harris. A lot of people really still have hope for Kamala Harris. They have not given up hope on her. They think she's coming back in the office, and I have evidence for it.
And all of you celebrating a Trump victory before the votes are even fully counted, may I remind you that a lot can change at the last minute. And even if we do fail to win the presidency for Kamala, after all the work I've done for white dudes for Kamala over the last few months, we will return in 2028. Kamala 2028 will be the greatest political comeback the world has ever seen, not just America.
So he's saying it'll be the greatest political comeback for Kamala. And for the question asking, is it true that he's helping dudes out with child support? I will say this. Child support is usually a state issue. So the likelihood of Donald Trump having his way with child support is not that high. However, I would also say this. Donald Trump is Donald Trump. Donald Trump does want to have an initiative to say whoever pays child support gets to file their children on their taxes. He says he wants to do that. I don't know if that's going to be possible considering child support is state issues, but it's Donald Trump. Let's be honest. Donald Trump does whatever he wants to do. That's just the reality of the situation.
America, but the world. And I firmly believe that Kamala is still the best person in the whole of the United States to be the president of this country. And if we band together now, if we pull back some of these white dudes who went for Trump this time, by growing the White Dudes for Harris campaign, we can make a permanent change. We can put the MAGA crowd away once and for all. And I'm dispirited. I am dispirited by what has happened, but we can't just give up. We can't just stop now. It's so close. It was so close. There's just so much hate in this country. So much hate and misinformation from Elon. And we've got to fight back. We've got to fight back. Kamala 2028. We're coming back.
Okay. So Kamala 2028, she's coming back. She's coming back. You can't get rid of Kamala Harris. Her supporters are not taking any type of disrespect. They said that although Donald Trump won this election, it's not over. Kamala Harris specifically, not anyone else, Kamala Harris specifically will be back to regain the throne. Hey, if you're a Kamala Harris supporter, let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about all the messages Donald Trump has had. It was a fun one. But I'm going to end. Wait. What other comments? You think sometimes you just be doing things on a whim and don't think too hard about it? I think Donald Trump, for this question specifically, I do think he does things on a whim and he doesn't think too hard about it. However, I think Donald Trump understands that he is the president. He can do things on a whim and don't think about it. Because he's the president. For example, he could sign an executive order that doesn't make any sense and let people fight about it. If he's wrong, they're going to say it's wrong. But that's what the president does. I think that's the big difference between him and other people who are president. Donald Trump at least tries to do what he wants to do. Some of the things don't work out, obviously. Some of the things do work out. But when it came to this specific presidential election, I do think he thought a lot about it. I think he's thinking more about the future of the United States. Or if he's not thinking about it, his cabinet is. But I hope everything turns out well. Some things are a little questionable for me, but that's with every president. But anyways, I'm going to end this live right here. Let me know what you guys think. My name is Elifar Jojo, and I'll see you on the next one.